Hi guys, it's Dr. Pam and I'm here with day 7 of the Holiday Survival Guide Advent Calendar. So yesterday we talked about snow days with the dogs and the cats, and today we're going to gear a little bit more towards kitty, though it is applicable in both species. And we're going to talk today about the dangers of antifreeze. Now, when I got out of school years ago, antifreeze, there was only one type of antifreeze that we used, and it kills. It does kill. There are 2 types now, and we'll talk about those. But it kills, and it was an ugly, ugly situation. So I want you to be aware of things, so when you go into the cooler temperatures this year and the snows and things like that, you'll know what to check. Now, antifreeze is used in a lot of things. A lot of people think of it used in your windshield wiper fluid. It's also used in your motor oil and your hydraulic fluid of your car, so we think mostly cars. But it's also used in your HVAC system. It's also used in paints and solvents and things along that line. So you have to be very mindful about the different things that it's in. Now, antifreeze actually comes in 2 forms today, whereas when I first got out of school, there was only one form that we used the majority of the time. This time, we're looking at propylene glycol, which is the least toxic of the 2. I mean, it's not great to ingest, don't get me wrong. Propylene glycol has some scary stuff about it, but it won't kill your pet like ethylene glycol will. And ethylene glycol is the traditional antifreeze. It will kill your pet, and if you don't catch it within the first 12 hours, it's bad news. The first 12 hours, the only things that you see from these guys is a little bit of incoordination, maybe some hyper salivating or just salivating a lot, and then you might see some vomiting, some real increase in thirst and increase in urination. And the interesting thing is antifreeze toxicity does occur in dogs and cats and humans for that matter, but in the cats, that seems to be more prevalent. And it seems to be more prevalent because they have a lot more alone time than the dogs do. So they can sneak into the garage, or if they're outside, any car that's on the street. And what's great about antifreeze toxicity, is that it's very sweet. And so they like the taste of it. So they'll lap a couple of laps, and that's all it takes. And if you don't catch it within that first 12 hours, then we have issues. So one of the things that I tell a lot of people is, number one, if you have antifreeze in your household, you need to check, is it ethylene glycol or is it propylene glycol? Make sure you keep the animal safe, and it would be the propylene glycol. Secondly, you can't control everybody around you, so be sure to keep a really close eye on your kitties and your dogs this winter season, and try to make sure that they don't have level of exposure. But even more importantly, if you have an outdoor kitty cat, you're really going to need to pay a lot more attention to what's going on. And if they vomit, or they have diarrhea, or they're drinking more, or they have incoordination or salivation, don't wait it out. Don't wait it out. You could save your pet's life. Don't wait it out. Get them to the vet immediately, because in the first stage of this, it's more easily diagnosed. In the second and third stages, where it's kind of irreversible, it's not as easy to diagnose. So the big 2 things that I say is make sure all the antifreeze in your household is propylene glycol, and if you have any HVAC people come out to service your heating and cooling elements, make sure that they put in the antifreeze that is pet safe if your pet has any level of access to that. They shouldn't, but things happen. And then just be mindful of the other places that it does occur, okay? And so I think this is one of the biggest things. It's not as bad as it used to be. I used to work emergency when I was younger, and this was very, very prevalent. So if you know what you've got around the household, and 2, jump on an illness more quickly than you can possibly imagine, you'll make some major changes for them, and they'll make sure that they can survive past the initial stage of toxicity. So anyway, I hope that helps. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you here tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.